There was 9 of them that were kind of destroyed. With Briggs's wife and child aboard made him a little more cautious of things. Cobb said that Briggs ordered the light sails furled and the main sail lowered, so half sails. Then they tied an inch-thick rope to the ship and went to the lifeboat. So he was worried it was going to explode, but he wasn't sure. So his idea was, let's get the chronometer, the sextant, the papers, the stuff from the ship, get on the lifeboat, hook it to the ship, get 400 feet back, because the rope was 400 feet long. And if it blows up, we're safe. But if we ride this out, if it doesn't blow up, then we'll go back to the ship.
Yeah, open the hatch, let it
air out. And the hatch was open. So now they have to let the slack in the rope out so they can get far enough back. They kept going farther and farther, and he thinks that a gust of wind came, hitting the square sail, because they had half sail so they wouldn't go too fast, right?
Right.
But a gust of wind came, opening up that main sail enough to cause the rope to get taut and snap. And they probably tried to row, but you're not going to row fast as the ship in the wind.
And even at half sail.
Yeah, so the ship went forward, soon out of sight, and now they were just adrift in the Atlantic.
Yikes.
That makes kind of sense to me, a little more.
Out of everything, that makes the most sense.
Because they're like, we're just going to go out here for a little bit to air it out and make sure we don't get blown up. And then we'll go back. Because that's why everything was left.
It probably smelled awful.
Oh, I bet.
It might have made them sick because, like, alcohol smells strong.
And
like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah,
we're
that's
talking
not
about it's probably even stronger than rubbing alcohol.
Yeah,
probably.
It's not distilled like nice alcohol. It's burning alcohol. So yeah, so I think that makes kind of sense to me. I don't know. So 13 years and 17 owners after the Celeste was found just afloat by itself. We're kind of going back in time again because I jumped forward, but we're going back. She's out of shape. She's losing money, and she's doing runs from Boston to Africa and the West Indies. So she had a lot of owners. A lot of people had her, but no one was keeping up. And she was basically just losing money. It wasn't even worth it. So her last owner was named Captain Gilman Parker. Funny how there's another Captain Parker. There was 2 Captain Parkers.
Yeah.
He was like, this isn't working for me anymore. So he had a plan. He took out false insurance claims for the ship, saying that there was exotic cargo aboard. His plan was to run into the known hazardous reef of Rochelles in Haiti. It's off of Haiti.
Rochelles?
Rochellais. Rochelles? Place? I don't know how to say that, but it's a reef off of Haiti.
Okay.
That's hazardous. People knew it was there. Which his plan was working great. He loads up his ship, he runs it right into that reef. But it got hung up on the reef, but the ship was like, I'm not sinking. I'm staying here.
Sink is unsinkable.
Yeah, it was unsinkable Mary Celeste, right?
All the time, all things that have happened, and the ship has been fine. It's just the people on the ship.
It's the people on the ship that are having the problems.
Yeah.
So, regardless of the ship not sinking, he's like, well, it's stuck on this reef. It's done for. We can't get it off the reef. I'm gonna just take it in and try to salvage it at least. This didn't work in his favor. Because he went in to say he found it and stuff, and it wasn't sunk, there was an investigation to see how much it was worth. And he had 5 insurance claims out on it.
Yeah.
Right? So, the 125 Bass Ale, which apparently was really good ale at the time, was really just bottom of the barrel runoff from smashed and leaking bottles. This is awful. The 780 barrels of exotic food was actually rotten fish. Can you imagine 780 barrels? They opened it up. Can you imagine the smell?
Oh my God. Even before you open it, it probably smelled bad.
Yeah. The wooden barrels
Yuck.
that were supposed to be filled with fine butter were rank slush. I try to, maybe just gross, rancid butter, maybe? I don't know what rank slush means, but it doesn't sound good.
It sounds awful.
He had crates that he said were thousands of dollars worth of cutlery, were really just $50 worth of dog collars. The woman's high-button boots were actually old galoshes. And he had it insured for $34,000 worth of cargo, and it was worth nothing. It was worth nothing. It was a rotten junk. Rotten, rank junk. So they were pissed. They're like, you did this all it was a scam. So he has to go to trial. And after days of testimony, the jury had to decide if they were going to convict him and his crew of maritime crime of barretting, which is to deliberately destroy a vessel.
Yeah.
They didn't do it for the scam. It was more of it. Well, it was, but like he got charged with. It was worth to destroy a vessel than it was to do an insurance scam because it was death. So that maritime law was, you're gonna die.
They're harsh.
Yeah.
You tried to deliberately destroy your ship means we're gonna put you to death.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. The jury was deadlocked 7-5 favor of conviction, but they couldn't do anything because they were deadlocked. The ship itself, though, was like, I got this. Don't worry. Everyone indicted in that conspiracy lost everything. Just in different ways. And then the Captain Parker died strangely 3 months later. So she was like, bitch, you're going to try to sink me? I will take you all down. And Mary Celeste is not for that.
Yes.
Yeah. A previous owner of Celeste said, of all the unlucky vessels I ever heard of, she was the most unlucky. So
she wasn't unlucky.
No, everyone.
It was the bastards that tried to take advantage of things that were unlucky. Actually, the family that was lost.
That wasn't their fault, but yeah, it's crazy. And they still to this day, they never were found. No one knows what happened to them, which is nuts to me. In August 2001, Nation Underwater and Marine Agency and John Davis, the president of Eco Nova Production in Canada, announced that they discovered the remains of the Mary Celeste on the reef of Haiti. The ship, when it hit the coral, left a giant trench. And now there's 120 natives who live on that coral reef. They built an island with conch. I can never say that. I hate that. Because I feel like I'm saying other things.
Crotch shells.
Crotch shells. They built an island on the coral reef made of conch shells.
That's insane.
Yeah. And they used the Mary Celeste groove trench that she did as channels for their boats. And the master diver, Mike Fletcher, found artifacts of the ship, and he said, very little of the ship now is visible. She's covered by the most beautiful coral I have ever seen. So she had a peaceful end.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's over 150 years later, and we still never solved the mystery of what happened to Mary Celeste and why she was a ghost ship.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's the story of Mary Celeste.
Yes. Colleen stole it out from
I stole it out from under you. It's the story of Mary Celeste and the story of all the animals in my parents' backyard making noises.
And her morbidly obese cat heaving herself over the fence, which was quite fun.
Oh, it was kind of distracting to be outside because everything I saw, I was like looking at it, and I would like lose my spot where I was reading.
Well, we've also been inside for half our
yes.
life, so it's like the first time I've actually
we've been outside
sitting.
I know.
And I was quarantined last week.
Right.
We've had, as I said, I've been exposed to COVID 3 times in the past 2 weeks. It was one of my clients at work, and then later that week my husband was exposed at work, and then he got COVID, and then I was exposed from him, and then we're out of quarantine. I go to my mom's house for Mother's Day, and the next day my sister has COVID, and now my mom has COVID.
It's crazy.
So it's like, okay.
It's spreading through my work like crazy.
Most everybody's has been mild. My husband, he laid in bed for a couple of days.
It makes you real tired.
He was pretty miserable. It wasn't like the first time.
Right. It's different.
So.
Yeah, COVID is a hot fire right now again, locally.
Last year, it doesn't seem as severe, but that might be because people have some immunity to it.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Which, some people will, and you just don't know what's going to happen. It's just
going to be like regular flu.
It's never going away, that's for sure. So they should save their dates, right, Margie?
They should. We're going to be at AnchorCon on August 20th and the 21st, and we're going to have a table. We're going to do a live show. I don't know if the live show will be on Saturday or Sunday. We'll let you know when we know. It's going to be so much fun. How much are tickets to get in there, do you know?
I can't remember. I think they're $25.
Okay.
25 and you get to go through the whole con.
And I mean, there's no cost to see us.
No, we're free. We're part of your ticket.
We're part of the ticket.
Yeah, we're worth more than 25. So.
But the seats are limited. It's first come, first serve.
Yeah, so make sure that if you want to go, you go the day that we're doing it. So follow us on Facebook so you can, and Instagram, because we're going to keep you updated on what day we're going to be recording and what time we'll be recording so you can be there for the show. And also follow AnchorCon because sometimes my brain just stops
Yeah,
in the
there
middle of
be
a sentence.
Fun things there.
Yeah, so cool. Also,
Peter Ostrom's going to be there, and he
Yeah.
played Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And for those of you who didn't know, he's actually a vet in Lava.
And
one of the
Crabbe or Goyle is going to be there from Harry Potter.
Yeah, one of those.
I don't know which was Crabbe or Goyle, but one of them is going to be there, which I'm really excited about because I'm a Potterhead, and it's going to have a lot of fun stuff. I think the car from Ghostbusters is going to be there.
Yes,
but I can't remember the name of
something.
That's cool. So you want to go? You want to go,
One,
not just because of us.
Just Ecto 1 isn't that
Maybe.
what it's called?
I don't remember. So that's cool. And you make sure you follow us. Make sure you send us an email if you have any ideas, stories, something.
You can share it with us. Send us an email at thecousinsweird@gmail.com.
Yes. And then you can support us if you would like to get us some new computer chairs. It's buymeacoffee.com/thecousinsweird. And you can do a $5 one-time buy yourself a drink. You need it, lady. Or you can do a monthly one for $5 and you get exclusive content and fun things from us. So that'll be fun for you. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. So,
have a great week.
Stay freaky, friends.
Bye.
Bye.